Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Leo Solomon. I met Leo 2021 October in Los Angeles in a film festival called, let's call Awareness Film Festival, where he won the Best Actor Award. Let's welcome Leo. Hi,
Hello, hi, good to see you again.
Leo.
Been
Oh, it's been a long time. Good to see you.
a while. It's been a while.
Yeah. Seems a long time. We live not far away from each other, right?
No, we don't. We're both in Manhattan, and we're like, I don't know, 10 blocks
Yeah,
probably.
maybe 5 miles, yeah,
Lightning Hall,
yeah, 5 miles. Yeah,
Manhattan's like five miles. But
yeah.
yeah,
If I take a
well,
subway, I can get to you probably in
yeah,
half hour. Yeah.
yeah. You're in like Upper West area.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like
in
where?
120th. Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah,
you're in prime. You're in the
yeah,
prime zone.
yeah,
Great zip code.
yeah. Close to
Yeah.
Broadway. I'm right on
Yeah.
Broadway. They say if you keep hanging around in the barber shop, you're gonna get a haircut sooner or later. So being on Broadway is like, yeah, it's easy
Yeah.
for meetings and stuff.
Yeah. So we should get together.
Yeah,
So
do
Leo, let me introduce to you a little bit about what do you do. And you are a classical trained actor, and you went to school, Masters of Fine Arts in acting, and yeah, from the Actors Studio Drama School in New York City. And you've been in several really established shows such as Veep, Homeland, and also you guest started in role of Blue Bloods, yeah, Blue Bloods. What do you say that?
Blue
How do you
Blood.
say that?
It's
Blue
like a
Blood.
cop show. It's a
Yeah,
classic New York cop show.
yeah, NCIS and some others. So tell me, how are you? What's going on? There's like actors world is kind of upside down these days.
Yeah, we're gonna jump straight into the fire, huh?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Well, what's going on is there has been a strike with the Writers Guild, WGA, and that's been going on. I think just today or yesterday we hit 100 days, and SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild, which consists of 160,000 actors, and the Writers Guild has 12,000. The Actors Guild has joined. So starting July 14th, we went on strike as well. So right now, about over 170,000 people who, writers and professional actors are directly impacted. But also, this impacts the directors, it impacts catering, casting, PAs, background actors. It impacts probably over 250,000 people directly that is part of these unions. So that's what's going on right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what kind of condition can we discuss? Like what the strike is trying to accomplish, and
Yeah.
is that any possible, or is it like a very difficult?
Yeah. So to get to that, I have to just get back into the history of it a little bit. So the last time this happened, where actors and writers went on strike, was over 63 years ago. In fact, it happened in 1960 to be exact. And it has been that long since Hollywood completely shut down. And what let's going back to let's say the 2007 writer strike. What was happening was the writers were not getting the deal they wanted with the streaming services that was now just being introduced, because we had just gotten the smartphone. The iPhone just came out in 2007. And so some of these streaming services, it was a little bit concerning, like, hey, we would like a part of that. And they were on a strike for a while. And then what happened with the big studios sort of allowed that to happen, because of a lot of non-scripted shows, reality shows like Cops, The Apprentice, and all these shows were flourishing. So the studios were making their money with unscripted shows. And so that continued for a while. Cost LA over $1 billion, and worldwide it was a lot of, because uh, entertainment business is one of the biggest exports. So when that strike happened, it did a lot of damage, and they were able to negotiate, and so it was okay for a while. And so what has happened recently is that in June of 2020, the writers and the actors, I believe, we had renewed our contracts to include some of the streaming services and stuff like that. And it was not still favorable in the percentages that we wanted. So then that didn't happen. And there was always the threat of AI and things like that. And so we have like this thing called the MBA, right? The basic minimum agreement. And so that was met. But moving 3 years forward, what happened during the pandemic is that the streaming services just exploded. You know, you had Paramount Plus, Netflix, and all these streaming, Amazon, so Disney Plus. So all these streaming services did very, very well because of the pandemic. Nobody really foresaw this, the pandemic. Everybody staying home. And as we were approaching June 30th for the writers of 2023, they were like, okay, these are the profits of the CEOs and some of the big producers and studios. We would definitely like to have a very small percentage of that, and we would like to get residuals. And there wasn't like a mutual agreement over the percentages, so the writers went on strike over that. And it's to have more residuals, get a percentage of the streaming services, and also to limit the use of AI when creating content. So that's what was happening with the writers. And then, of course, the actors followed for the very same reason. We wanted a salary increase of up to 11%, but I think studios went up to 5%. So that was not quite what the actors wanted and the writers. So it's continuing. And even, the Actors Guild, our president saying, this can end tonight if the studios and everyone want to come to an agreement with us. And it's really, really not asking for too much. So that's kind of the gist of it a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving the extensive history of it. So, in terms of specifically, if people are not in entertainment business or actors or producers, so for instance, actor like you, many of you, what do you have to deal with day to day, like in terms of lose work or lose potential work? Tell us a little bit about how you are dealing with.
Sure. Well, one way is just to raise awareness, which is what we're doing.
Mm.
I think it's really important to read, whether I go in a picket line or join, everyone else, or we have these types of interviews where we're just kind of raising some awareness for the people who do not know. My dad actually called me 3 days ago, and he's like, "Oh, son, I'm so sorry. Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, it's fine." He's like, "I heard there was like a strike." I'm like, "Dad, that's like, over 3 months ago." So a lot of people, including like my dad, are not aware of what's going on, how it's impacting us.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, besides the obvious financial burden that's put upon actors and writers at the time, a really important factor that people don't look into is that true artists, we're like the champions of the heart. We're very sensitive, emotional, and we have to know ourselves inside and out, and have everything available to tell these compelling stories. So there's a lot of mental health impact when we're so used to getting up, going to work, auditioning all the time, doing this and that, especially in a big city like Manhattan, or LA for that matter. And to have that taken away from you for months at a time. We just came out of the pandemic. That had a lot of impact on people's mental health. Similarly, our work has been paused again, which shouldn't have happened, but it's paused. And And now more than ever, it's good to have patience and be optimistic, find other creative things to do, because just sitting in a room and just thinking about it can be depressing, and it does impact people's mental health. I really feel bad for people who are supporting their families, like, they have kids and things like that, and they're really counting on this. And I'm sure uh, it does impact personal relationships, familial relationships, not being able to pay bills and things like that for the majority of actors and writers who do not make that much. It's probably over 85% of writers and actors who are at about poverty line. And it's a small percentage who's doing okay, and definitely way less than 1% that's making in the millions. And so it's impacted a lot of people, and not just about actors or writers, but as I said, it takes a whole village to make a show, whether it's a movie or TV or anything. And imagine all those people don't have work and what they have to deal with on a daily basis. So it's really important to also touch upon, like, wow, these people have feelings, they have hearts, they have families, and they have a mental health. And we just dealt with the pandemic, and we're still sort of dealing with it in some aspects. So I think that is probably the most challenging, is to, you know, find other ways to get creative, keep busy. For actors, I really encourage doing theater, and a lot of management companies and acting agencies are telling their clients that, to get into theater, do theater. But there's quite a bit of actors who are not theater trained. So that's a little bit difficult. I myself have been fortunate enough to be with a great management team, and they've gotten me out on some projects, and I've been, auditioning, rehearsing for a lot of theater stuff, nationally, New York, and also different ones throughout the country. So that's been keeping me occupied. But yeah, maybe, get more involved in theater, take it to the roots, watch more theater, get involved, read, and God, I wouldn't know where to begin to tell someone how to deal with their financial situation, but I can just say, stay optimistic, get creative, and find a way so it doesn't, overly impact your personal life and personal relationships.
Can people collect unemployment or not?
Yeah, so this is how that works, right? You can. So if you've been, and again, this is another factor where the writers are saying one of the conditions is that we want a minimum amount of work week with a minimum amount of writers in the room. And you need a minimum amount of weeks being employed to then be able to collect unemployment. But if you're part-time in few different areas, it gets to be a little hard. But there's a few different ways. Unemployment's one. There's also, like, the Actors Fund is another one. I'm not sure what the writers have. I know there are a few celebrities that are being very generous. Some of the A-listers that are donating towards these organizations to sort of allow the actors who are in dire need, such as rent and food and things like that. And I'm sure the writers doing something similar. There's that unemployment and any other state help that's available. Because we pay so much taxes, I think it would be wise to take advantage of all that. So, yeah, and again, with the money that the writers and actors are getting, the majority, let's say 85%, is probably not enough to have, to start an LLC or to have investments or to overly save, especially if you have a family, you're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. And so this is why everyone is, kind of sticking to what we want, so we don't have to face this anytime soon again, hopefully.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a tough time. Yeah. It's what you describe is very interesting. It's like a writer and actors. It's like a lockdown, another lockdown, right? Yeah.
It really is another lockdown. Yeah.
Mm,
And
mm,
you know, the artists who are like, I get anxiety if I don't do my work a little bit. You know,
mm.
it's like I have
Yeah.
to be doing something. And I think it
Mhm.
speaks for everyone, you know, because all actors and writers need to do their work. Um, and if you look at the work we put in versus what we get paid, is obviously, you know, it's from the heart. So it's something we must do.
Right.
And taking that thing away that we
Mm,
must do uh,
mm.
is a little bit more difficult than I think most people can imagine. Because,
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's a very niche market. It's a very small community that's dedicated to creating meaningful content. Now, there's a lot of non-scripted content out there. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
a lot of that can fall under AFTRA,
Hmm.
with hosting and dance, and there's all kinds of things that fall into that as well. So it's kind of, you know, to shut all of that. Like, can you imagine living without entertainment? Like, you can't go to Spotify, you can't go to YouTube,
Yeah. Yeah.
go to Netflix, you can't go to the movie theater. It's so what we do is a very meaningful, not just to this country, but the world. And the important thing about this movement is that just as of last night, I think all the visual effects artists, the VFX, is creating their own union.
Mm.
So, for example, if there's some kind of threat of, oh, we're just gonna scan your image, use your likeliness in perpetuity, you know, so if they're doing all that, there's a lot of VFX artists and stuff like that that would be involved in this, and then now they're unionizing. So I hope everyone can come together and agree that, you know, the work we do is very important and it's worth the compensation that we're asking for. And it's very basic living stuff. It's nothing too crazy.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So let's talk about you. I wanted to know you. Some of us. You were on my program about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and yeah, let's talk about. Tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get into theater and entertainment business? I know you have many brothers, big family, and they're all like, into many practical fields, engineer or PhD or whatever. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit, please.
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I've come from a very big family, had lots of brothers, and it's a blessing. And we all went to universities for various degrees, ranging from masters to doctors in law and all that very traditional, practical stuff. And I got a degree in engineering, and I was actually working with the government, engineering stuff, and got a clearance, secret clearance, and all that. So that was my old life in the kind of 9 to 5. That's what I was doing, and I wasn't really aligned. You know, I think when my mind, body, and heart is not aligned, it's discomfort for me. You know, and so I was like, not quite me. So yeah, like many other people, I discussed it with my family, left my job. I went to LA, had a nice like 10-year career, you know, studying, auditioning, and I got to be very lucky to be on some very good shows with a lot of great cast. Did that for a while, and then there was still something missing. You know, when it's like when something doesn't leave me alone for a night or two or a week, I tend to kind of shake it off. Oh, maybe it's not important. When it's constantly like, oh, I think you need to get a theater degree. You need to get a theater degree. It just wouldn't let go, and it's always been something in the back of my mind. So when I felt the timing was right, I, you know, prepped for a year and auditioned for um, many different schools, and I was able to get into a few really good ones. And I chose New York. Since I had a degree, I just applied for a Master of Fine Arts, which is a 3-year degree. And yeah, I got into the actor studio, which is really, really great news. And I was doing that. I was doing theater, 12-hour days, 365 for 3 years. And it was like, yes, I have tools I can use for my work, but it was really life changing for me. It's like a whole side of me in the history of theater and everything I just didn't know about my mind, body, soul, and what really is the craft of acting. Because if you like Viola Davis says, if you ask somebody to make a cabinet and they've never done it, how could you just throw them in there, you know? And that's what the theater degree does, is gives you the craft and the training and the tools to be able to apply it, and have a little bit different level of understanding of just storytelling, human behavior, and history, and things like that. So that happened from 2017 to 2020. I graduated right at the pandemic, and everything was shut for a year and a half, completely year and a half. And then when things kind of started to open up, I moved back to New York, and so I'm back here, and now we have that strike. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. So now I met you when your short film Meta Mortis was showing at the awareness film festival in Los Angeles.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to see if I can find a trailer.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's
But
see.
I met you there because you had a film of yourself that I saw, which was wonderful, The Yang Diary, right?
Yeah, my Yangon Diary. Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about that? Because I think it's fascinating and where it's at right now.
Oh yeah, my Yangon Diary. Yeah, it was showing at the theater, and I think yeah, that's where I met you. I saw your film also. Yeah, it's the first time I saw my film in this huge theater. That theater is so big, right? It's called Regal Cinema. Yeah, it feels really great. And yeah, it's about people who follow Andrew Yang and who supported Andrew Yang's primary election in 2020. And I was moved by the people, by the grassroots movement. Yeah, so I shot the whole thing with the iPhone 11.
Yeah, you captured that beautifully, and I think people should watch it. It's really wonderful.
Thank you. It's on Amazon Prime now.
Nice.
Yeah, so watch it. Yeah. So I wanted to show a little bit of your. Let me see. Where should I go? You have a screen share. I want to screen share.
Sure.
Something. Let me see. Your website. Where is your website? First. Oh yeah, this is your IMDb. Here. Oh yeah, I saw this. You have quite a few things. This is your website, right? Yeah. It's
Right.
nice. And this is your reel. Let's see what else. Is there any other reel? Is this? Oh, this is not the trailer, right?
That's not the
It's a poster. It's a poster.
Yeah.
So let's watch.
I have bits of that movie in my reel. And that reel, I think I sent you a link.
In the reel, this one. See?
This one's a little older, I think.
Oh. Okay.
But the one I sent you should be the little bit more recent.
Oh, okay. So maybe I can find it.
Either on IMDb or the link I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to a little bit of it. Yeah.
Let's go to IMDb. Yeah. So let's see. IMDb. That's you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, like before how did you get that gig? Like,
oh man. So I auditioned for the show.
Yeah.
And then I had a call back, and I went in for the call back, and I had no idea who was going to be there. The casting was there. Allison Jones.
Yeah.
And the producers, Armando Iannucci, the creator, executive producer, was there. He's wonderful. He's done a lot of great satire, kind of political satire shows.
Yeah. And
they had this idea about making a satire involving the vice president, and they said, well, what if the vice president what if it's a woman? And this kind of, they were playing with the idea, and they really liked it. So they pitched it to HBO, and they obviously had Julia Louis-Dreyfus and as Veep. And so when I went into the callback, she was there with everyone else, and I was like shocked. I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
So I went in there, and the audition itself was quite short, because a lot of the show there's a lot of improv, like improvisation.
Yeah.
So I had created this whole backstory about my character just to have it in my back pocket. I didn't think I would use it. I thought, call back, okay, go do a few lines, whether I get it or not, move on.
Yeah.
So did this small scene, and then as they were saying bye, Julia was like, hey, wait, I want to talk to you. Come here. Sure. So she started talking to me as the character, right?
Oh.
So because I play her daughter's boyfriend on the show. And I
Oh.
prepped all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that preparation met the opportunity, and we were there for about 20 minutes just chatting, and it was really funny, a lot of improv, and I got to just work with her one-on-one, and I left, and I felt really good.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear for a month. I was like, oh, well, they went with somebody else. Obviously, that's how auditions work.
Yeah.
It's shocking when you book. It's kind of like, oh my God, what a pleasant surprise,
Yeah.
Because the work is in the doing, like prepping, rehearsing, and the result,
Yeah.
So then I got a call a month later, like, hey, you booked it, and we were shooting in Baltimore. So
Wow.
for a few months, and I was lucky enough to work on the show for a while, and so a lot of this kind of improv.
Oh, okay. Let's watch this. Really funny.
Very nice meeting you.
It's so nice to meet you
Not
too.
a vice president.
Sure. What are you studying at school?
Computer science, math minor.
Where are you headed with all that?
Hopefully, actually, get into a government branch, defense or FBI, maybe. I speak Farsi.
You speak Farsi?
Yeah.
But you were born here? Or you were born
yes, I was born here.
Great. Hi.
Hi, I got you a glass of champagne.
Thank you, Raheem. You drink alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
You Iranians are full of surprises. Cheers.
Salamati. What did he just say?
I don't know. Some gibberish. I can't understand them.
Baby, once you said hello to everyone, do you want to go clubbing?
Yeah, anywhere but here.
That's tight, huh? You know my attitude to money is?
I'll be 22 when I graduate. I'll owe 60 grand, and I did the math. I'll chase my student debt for the next 27 years of my life.
I wanted to ask for Akash's hand in marriage, and then he went crazy.
And you have to understand, Baltazar goes out of status at midnight.
So what is this one?
Yeah, so this one is Blue Bloods. It was a show that was running for many seasons in New York, so got a chance to work on it for a little bit on CBS. Yeah.
But that was funny. The one before that, you were trying to impress the mother and father. Right?
You gotta impress the mother, right? Yeah. So that was good. That was really good. Everyone was amazing, and I really enjoyed my time on the show. I definitely would love to work with her again. So let's see what the future brings.
Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so let's continue this.
Sunday. If we are not married by 5 o'clock Friday.
I'm toasted.
Toast.
I'm a Syrian national, and on every watch list there is. The moment I'm out of status, my student visa, done.
Oh, that's the Mâdar.
Yeah, that's the Mâdar Mortis.
Mâdar Mortis.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing anything about this?
Rajan, this is not the time. I have to go.
What do you mean, not the time?
I'm late for my meeting.
Oh, fuck your meeting! Do you even care? My mom is dead. She doesn't even know who we are. And you were supposed to protect her. You were supposed to be there for her. Where are you, Dad?
Where? How could you let this happen?
No fare, no ride.
So this was really powerful. I loved
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. The especially before you talk to him, there was no sound. There's no sound for so long.
Right.
We're not used to like no sound, right? I mean, we're living in this really noisy situation. Everywhere has to have sound. Everywhere has to have fucking music. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So tell me a little bit about when you are on the bed. I was very taken by this because I watched this in a huge screen in California, and yeah, I was very just very moved. So tell me a little bit about when you're filming that. Is it does he tell you you had to stay there for as long as you want, or like how was the direction go in terms of a
Yeah.
year?
So usually there's so the movie deals with mental health actually, because Rishi Gandhi, who's directing, amazing director writer, sort of had this story where the mother was going through this mental health crisis, and he had a very special way of representing that, and the dad wasn't really dealing with it adequately because coming from these cultures, and this one it was I I played it in Indian, and there are certain cultures where it's not really discussed as openly. Having mental health issues and things like that's kind of frowned upon. So it was that frustration of, okay, you're gonna let your ego get in the way of finding a cure. And as the mental health was getting worse, my mom in the show was just deteriorating more to a point where she was kind of dying. So that was my conflict. Yeah, with the bed thing, it's kind of like, hey, did I lose you?
No.
Okay,
Just
you're still
I just give
there.
you the full screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So yeah, with the bed, it's kind of like, waking up from this nightmare, having a moment to catch my breath, reflect. There's that first shock, right? Kind of like first shock of the dream, and then going back is like taking in, kind of replaying that dream and trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do about it today? So that's kind of, I think, the idea behind it.
So when you were filming that, was it improvising a little bit, or um, what's his name?
Rishi Gandhi.
Rishi?
No,
Yeah.
this was all his words. This was all everything he wrote. He wrote
Uh,
he
mhm,
had a beautiful script.
mhm. Yeah, I just love the timing of it. There's just a lot of pause, a lot of a silent, and the silent is so powerful.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie, you're right. There wasn't not too much written on the page. When it was written, it was powerful, but there was a lot of, catching our visual senses, and kind of slightly different way of telling his story. Also, the coloring, because he's an amazing colorist. It's
Oh
very
yeah,
little bit darker, a little bit
yeah.
more that sort of mood.
So where can people see the film now?
The film. There's actually a link on the Mâdar Mortis Instagram. It's also on my IMDb. There's a
Okay.
video, but I want to just see actually if the link is still live. So so it's on.
I saw.
You go to
I
the Mâdar Mortis
I
film.
see it. I see it.
I
I'm
think I have
gonna.
a
I'm gonna.
post about it on. I
Yeah.
have a post somewhere in my Instagram.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you click that, yeah, the movie is available for everyone to see.
No, I'll just put it here
Yeah.
in the chat. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of chat, like, people are welcome to ask questions, make comments, or
Yeah. Yeah. Ask questions. And see, I can also like pin stuff in here. So tell us the next one. Next one. Next. What do you call the clip?
the next clip.
I liked. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm also scrolling down here, and yeah. Okay. Create. Does it work? Okay, hold on one second. Anyway, okay, yeah. So let me go back to our screen share. This one and this one. So what is this one? Next one.
Yeah, so this one was again one of the shows that I did in LA when I was living there. It's called Lie to Me. It was with Tim Roth, who was in God, what's that Quentin Tarantino movie, the classic. He kind of got to start through those movies, and basically he plays sort of a detective, I think, where he catches people whether they're lying or not based on the facial structures and the muscle movements and just studying the face, sort of. So it's kind of the premise of the show, and he kind of goes around help catch the bad guys, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
He couldn't get on the bus.
Can I talk to him?
Yeah, please. Hey, you good? Look a little shook up.
The audio is a little
Okay.
soft.
Yeah, this one is a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're okay.
I can get you to my derm today.
For like Botox or filler?
So that's a different one, right?
Yeah, this is a different one. This is more like a sort of docu-comedy that I did with John Sosa's, and it's based on a musician where she's trying to make it, and she has all these friends, and it's kind of like a docu-comedy because it's tracking her, but then she has this friend Kate Walsh who's really like kind of playing herself a little bit, and in here I play her neighbor, like the younger dude from upstairs, and we have a thing, and she's coming in here to ask her questions about wanting to see her dermatologist because she's got this rash reaction right there on her belly. So that's kind of what's happening there.
Do you think I need it? Be honest. Like,
No, for your rash. Okay, maybe just a little right there.
I know.
Just a little though.
What's this guy's deal?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
He's upstairs in 3R.
What up? I'm Mike, and I think we in love.
That's a lot of luck.
That's funny. So were you like try to imitate some kind of Italian mafia?
So because the show also deals with the music industry,
yeah,
I'm like this up and coming DJ, so I'm trying to get in the circle a little bit.
It's funny.
Yeah.
What up?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about this one? Is it the same? No.
So yeah, this is different. This is a movie we shot in India. It's sort of based on true events, and it's about the child trafficking that kind of happens in the world. And this time, it's focused in India about a dad who I play a young dad who kind of sells his daughter into human trafficking without knowing it, thinking she's in like some boarding school or something. And then we spend the rest of the movie kind of looking for her with the help of this guy I meet, this American guy, Cody Longo plays the other co-star. So yeah, we sort of get together and we're like looking for my daughter, and so that's kind of the premise of this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luck. One luck is rupees, like 5 zeros. A lot.
This camera is worth about 7 lakh. That's not that much money.
Lost it. There's nothing worth the risk. But you risk more for life. Thank you. You came back. Thank you.
That's another one, right?
That's the same one. It's like
one
of the clips from the.
I'm trying to make the audio a little louder because it's kind of a soft. Okay.
Nabida. Every do nanak pempedu. Nanak shiminchu.
ఈ రోజు కాదు నాన్న
ఈరోజు కాదు బిడ్డ ఈరోజు కాదు
It's so sweet.
Oh yeah, this is
What's
a
this?
different trailer, a different film. Like we can skip all this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Skip? Okay.
Sure. We can be down.
All right. So yeah, let's go back to our screen.
Go back to our world.
Yeah. So check Leo's yeah. Where are we? Did I click something wrong?
No, I can see you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see myself. Where are we?
Oh, there's
Okay.
something in the background still.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's wonderful. Yeah. Just a suggestion when you do it again, the reel, maybe make the volume a little bit higher. Yeah. To me, is a little soft. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have some people join us. Thank you so much. Shark Fan, Lewis, BTS Dance Studio, Dance Studio. Remind me your name, because I don't remember. Sorry. Yeah. It says Leo. Let's see. Hi, Leo. You are a very good actor, just like Patrick Kegi. Do you know Patrick Kegi? I don't think that Leo knows Patrick Kegi. So Patrick Kegi is was a young gun. You know, she was a very hardcore young gun. She is the one person, strong person, influenced me to continue canvas for NGN.
Oh,
But she now she's an actress, a very good actress. She now has a huge follower on her Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, she teaches people. It's kind of like awareness kind of a subject. She
Okay.
always have very good things to say, you know. So I'll send you. I'll pass her Instagram to you.
Okay,
Every
great.
time she talks, there's like 3,000 people follow her. you know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that's why I'm just
Oh,
trying to
thank you.
explain.
Thank you for that wonderful compliment.
Yeah. So she was asking, Leo, Sundance is carrying on. What do you think about the indie industry right now? Oh, we just talked about that earlier, before
Yeah.
BTS.
So the independent film industry.
Yeah. See, I can bring her question on the screen.
Oh, okay. Sundance is carrying on right now. What do you think about the indie industry? Oh, the indie industry. Okay. Yeah. So as far as film festivals, as per contract for actors and part of the union, I'll talk about things we're kind of allowed and not allowed. One of the things we're not allowed to do is attend film festivals or promote any upcoming projects or things we're working on, which obviously we can't work on right now. We cannot post on it on social media about upcoming projects, awards. Obviously can't do any film, can't do TV. Commercials are fine. Commercials are not impacted by this strike. Theater obviously is fine. And if those actors who are able to get print work and things like that, that's all good. But outside of that, it's extremely limiting and what we can do or not. Now, there are film festivals that's going on and, people are attending, but I'm per rule, writers are not, actors are not. Now, as far as the independent film industry, there's a few production companies and a few projects, I believe, who have an interim agreement with SAG, I believe. And if I'm mistaken, then I apologize for that. But from what I know, certain projects do have that. And that's kind of what I know of it. But as far as sort of almost all other work, it's pretty quiet and not much is going on. Not much is going on with it. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you, Christian. Did Leon answer your question? So BTS, his name is Christian. Yeah. Thank you. So I want to thank many people are here and JACI Cat. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So tell us a little bit. You were you before the strike. What were you working on in terms of any project in terms of like maybe theater work or filming or
Yeah, I was before the strike. I was working on a project, and you know, we are expecting it hopefully somewhere in the fall. But outside of that, so there was some stuff I was working on, but I can't really discuss what it is, when it will happen, what festival it'll go to. Really want to honor everyone else in solidarity with the writers and the actors to sort of say, when the terms and agreements are right, when everyone is back to work, then we can get back to, promoting the creative art industry that we're in. But yeah, but as far as theater, sure, I can talk about that. A lot of auditions, callbacks, meetings. As far as the pandemic, things are opening back more. So when I do have a theater audition, I get to go back in the room and I get to deal with the director and the artistic director. And we can have a discussion, talk about the character a little bit, do a rehearsal there, make adjustments. So that's been really refreshing. And that's been kind of what I've been doing. But outside of that, honestly, as I was saying before, it's a lot of just not doing anything.
Yeah, Christian has asked you if you can work in it was asking, can you work in Asia or Canada?
So this impacts internationally because our SAG and the WGA has international jurisdiction. So anywhere you work, if it's part of the union, you cannot. If the project's non-union, where the union people are not supposed to work on them, I suppose there are still projects going on, but it doesn't matter where it's shooting if it's not part of the union. If it is union, like we cannot work on it because of the strike.
Yeah. So, for instance, I am a documentary non-script indie director, right? So, can I have you in my documentary in China?
Well, we can talk about that separately. I suppose that's fine, kind of like we're doing, this kind of live interview. It's okay.
I'll take you to China. You'll be my pianist.
Sure.
Speaking of pianist, yeah. So tell us a little bit. You play the piano, and
before I do that, I believe I saw a question pop up somewhere from one of your guests.
Oh yeah, my friend Louis asked you.
Hi, Louis. Okay. At what age? It was much later that I decided, but I think there was an itch. Even from high school, I did a year of theater without knowing that that's what I'm gonna do. And in college, I did, a different field, worked, and then what happened was I felt like I went on a set one day, basically where I was staying. I stayed in Montreal for a while, and they were shooting it because they shoot a lot of movies there. I was in Montreal. This was after college, and they were shooting a film right in our living room as a set, and I was just fascinated by the whole process, really taken by it. And I think the high school kind of theater plus this kind of made me think more about it. And again, one of those things that doesn't leave you alone, that you wanna do, is like what happened. So it was right after college, like about a year or so after college, that I decided, okay, full time, this is what I'm doing. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. So tell us a little bit about you. You play the piano, and you can really play. So when did you start to study piano, and are you planning to continuously play?
Yeah, so I was playing off and on a little bit in high school, and then I took a couple of classes in college with a concert pianist. His name is Wani Song, and he's from Montreal actually. So I took a couple of classes with him, like private one-on-one classes, and I really got to learn a little more. Pretty much self-taught, besides some of the classes. And I've always done it as a hobby. So it's never been, I want to make a, career out of it or perform anywhere. It's just always been a thing for me, like a hobby that I play sometimes.
Okay, I'll play you a little bit, then tell us more. Nice.
Chopin.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely share,
Yeah, we should play a duet. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
You on the violin.
Yeah.
I'll play, we'll play a couple of covers and
Yeah.
or something. I think that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
It's amazing. You can play piano like you're self-taught to this kind of a music. This is not like a very basic, it's pretty difficult. So yeah, it's you look like you're very natural. My mom is a professional pianist.
Oh,
So
wow.
I grew up seeing her play and
Wow.
seeing her torture her students, She's very strict.
Old school teachers, you gotta love them.
Very, very strict. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely should play.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So I have a question about acting and being a theater. Now, being a theater, you are dealing with a live audience, right? There's a
Right.
satisfaction of there, and also there's the what do you call it? The difficulty is you have to remember all the lines. So in the film, you can
Right.
just remember one line at a time. So, but then film is such a detailed work. The camera can go really close to you,
Mhm.
and you have to be sort of a real. Where theater, you have to exaggerating your lines or your performance. So tell us a little bit about both work. How
Sure.
what do you have a preference or you like both of them?
Yeah, I love all medium, whether it's proscenium arch above my head, live theater, or TV and film. It's all different creative outlets. And doesn't matter which platform it's, the work that you wish to do and present. With stage, of course, there's nothing like it, right? It's live. You have the audience, you get to feed off their energy. Of course, that's where the real training goes in. And it's not that I don't get nervous or anything like that, but once you go on stage, it's a matter of where you put your attention and your focus. And all the training is sensorially creating a world out there where the audience is imagining and believing in that. So you're imagining, believing, and this sensory training, the method training, is what we've been taught for years, at the Actors Studio, and people still continue to do it. And it's never getting it right, but it's making progress and learning about yourself. So the stage is definitely, nothing like it. It's live. You're feeling, breathing, everything. Some of the, I think, what you call it exaggeration is just matter of space, because if the camera's right here, then the person is right there. So if on stage a person is this close to me, I don't need to kind of get their attention. But if they're further away, then I need to kind of, get their attention. So then you have to train the lungs and the resonators, and there's a whole years of voice training we did to be able to have the lung capacity and the emotional capacity to carry something like Hamlet for 8 shows a day for a year. So that's where their training differs. But with film, if if the camera's right there, that means the person is right there. So you don't need to say a lot to convey your message.
Do you sing,
but
by the way? Do you sing, by the way?
I do not sing, no.
Yeah.
In the shower and karaoke. No, I do not sing. I do not dance.
No?
But there has been some plays that went on Broadway that I had some callbacks for, like The Kite Runner. There are plays that are not like a musical, and also some musicals like Life of Pi. A few parts I auditioned for that do not require singing. At least the audition that I got for that part did not. But film is it's a little bit different because of matter of space. But I when I'm doing like TV or film, I kind of never know where the camera and stuff is, honestly. I just pay attention to the story and how I'm feeling and who's in front of me, how I want to impact them, and what human condition am I working on revealing, because we're such mysterious creatures, and via art, piano, anything, perhaps we can demystify a little bit, like what are we, you know, what is our need, what is our want. And it's like 3 billion years of evolution, you know, 3.5, that is so much is in us that you're like, oh, where did this come from? I wonder, you know, what ancestor or whatever. So for me, I try to do my best to be as truthful as possible and dealing with the human condition. And as long as I can protect, you know, myself, and again, with the training, knowing your limits and things like that, like as long as I'm aware, okay, we are performing, I'm not going to go nuts, you know, or harm myself, because it's about longevity, right? It's not about doing bad things to yourself to be good at a role. It's like, okay, how do I protect my instrument because I worked on it so hard, and how do I continue to tell a story through a longer period of time, hopefully.
Yeah, well said. You know, I was just thinking, I'm a musician, right? People play musical instrument, and a lot of time parents give you, you know, a violin or cello or a flute, say go study. So they dedicate their time and they learn and study, they play, and they perform. Eventually, some, you know, go very further and become professional. But I think I have a question about acting. Your body is your instrument, your voice is your instrument, your expression is your instrument. And I have a theory. I don't think everybody can be an actor. I think an actor is by itself is its own species, and you need to have a desire to express yourself.
Right.
Right? You cannot act in your bathroom, you know.
I think everyone is an actor. You know, we play different roles throughout our life. Like, you know, you played a role of a boyfriend one time, then one time you played a role of a brother, then one time you played a role of a son, and one time you played a role of a pianist or an actor, or a dad, or whatever that is. You're playing a certain role now, and when you get your heart broken, you're playing that role. Now the technique is to be able to repeat that every day, 8 shows a week, at a given time, given moment, on the spot, go. That's where all the training comes in. But really, it's like, you know, like Shakespeare says, the world is a stage and each play their part. Now, acting is about doing it over and over, bringing the same consistency, the same level of storytelling, hopefully, that the audience has dedicated their time, money, and they've, let's say, got babysitters and everything, and they go to a show. You owe them that. I will do my best to reveal this human condition. Maybe you will relate. It's like people saying, oh my God, that's my song, you know? Like they fall in love or something, and then you don't know what that artist had to go through. How many failures? It's just the amount of work that true artists do versus the reward is very, I mean, it's rewarding for us, but it's not like an immediate reward. It's a delayed gratification. So it just goes to show, like, joy is a verb, like they say, you know, it's in the doing that you enjoy. The result can be the result. Like, yeah, awards, red carpets, all that. It's wonderful. Sure. Pay, great. But it's gotta, I think anybody that does anything in life where they enjoy the process, I think they will excel at it, and they will be happier and find longevity and hopefully impact the community. As in the true artists who are very successful, they make a cultural shift, like Brando and these people change cultures, the way people talk and dress and things like that. And if you can have that impact in any industry where you're making progress, and then you get to see, okay, in which direction are humans moving towards, that part of that mystery, what do we want?
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. My friend Mark, his name is also shark fan, and he's so supportive of me, always come to see my show. So he has a question for you, Leo.
Okay.
So do you think more opportunities have opened up for actors of Middle Eastern descent in recent years? He said, I'm sure there was much discrimination in the wake of 9/11, but are things improving now?
Yeah, so basically since September 11, there has been close to 985 TV shows, movies, things like that, where 90% of the time the Middle Easterns were looked upon as terrorists and very demeaning characters. And this kind of black facing and all this thing is part of, right or wrong, it's part of the Hollywood history. Like what it's, we see it with the African Americans, the Native Americans, then it was the Chinese, then it was the the Hispanic community, then it was the Middle Eastern. So it's like a pattern we're seeing. So since then, many shows have made hundreds of billions of dollars, and there a lot of people from the Middle East descent were sort of typecast and been shown a certain way, where very, very small. So most of the Middle Eastern actors were put in those things, and a small percentage of the Middle Eastern actors were put in neutral roles, but barely any that was like, oh, that's a good guy, for example, like a good human being kind of thing. There has been a lot of changes. There has been changes with stage plays, such as like The Kite Runner, Selling Cobble, English, Hotter Than Egypt. So there's a lot of amazing plays going around the country right now, creating more awareness, introducing more culture. And sometimes some of that might be because there's a lack of awareness. So if we do create awareness, it's not like, okay, then we can use theater and arts to kind of bridge the gaps, which is kind of what Bruce Lee did. He brought the East to the West, bridged the gap. He went through a lot of difficulties. So that's our hope. I think most artists are not so much about right or wrong politics. It's about understanding. It's about understanding human behavior and saying, okay, this is who we are as human beings right now. And right now, we are hopefully spearheading to break some stereotypes, tell some good stories. I've watched a lot of amazing independent films lately from all over the world. I saw one about, I'm forgetting what tribe, it's a Native American tribe. It's called War Pony. And I didn't know kind of that world, but the director did an amazing job sort of displaying that, hey, and this is an old theater concept, like the kitchen sink drama, where theaters start to introduce, and photography did too in 1830s, because they would take pictures of the poor and stuff, and then the upper class would get to see their world. And then when theater kind of got up, this kitchen sink drama concept was, this is their world. You can go into theater and witness, because normally you wouldn't go into their homes. So it's definitely improving. There's still a lot of work to be done. And the hope is to, of course, hopefully all of us can go more towards the direction of peace, understanding, and, things like that. So, yeah. It's improving. Still got a lot of work, but definitely improving, going in the right direction of including not just the diversity of color or gender or anything like that, of course, but also the diversity of thought, the diversity of intention, saying, oh my God, what is this group's thoughts? What is that? Every human being, I think, deserves to have that inclusion. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And you see that every single day. You live near Times Square. I love going to Times Square. There's one thing about Times Square. Some people just don't like it because it's too crowded, but I like it because I see a lot of people. For whatever reason, I get a lot of energy out of it.
It can overwhelm the senses. I'm mostly here for work. so I walk to most of my appointments and auditions and stuff like that. So I'm pretty central to, and I'm close to the actor's studio. I'm like 12 minutes away, 10, 12 minutes away
Yeah.
on 44th. So it's very central to mostly work. And when I was in grad school, I was in the financial district on Wall Street because I can just walk to school.
Yeah.
So whenever I can have easy access to, then I'm more likely to get more involved in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you see a lot of diversity, definitely.
A lot. I see
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Christian have a question. We're going to wrap up very quickly, okay? Because
Sure.
you may have things to do. Christian asks you, do you like Billy Joel?
Billy Joel? Who's Billy Joel? Sorry. Am I like slipping my mind right now? I'm Googling Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, is it like a musician? Some kind of a pop song?
It's an American singer, right?
Christian, you got Leo.
You got me. I'm.
Is he an actor or is he a
He's a songwriter, pianist, singer. I'm sure I heard of his stuff, but I can't think of it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Leo? I go to Broadway shows, every year. Maybe to see 3 shows a year. One show I saw this year is really awesome. If you ever get a chance, it's called A Beautiful Noise.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about Neil Diamond's song. So Neil Diamond is a composer. I mean, he's a songwriter and singer,
Nice.
and it's a wonderful show. Yeah. But anyway, anything else you wanted to touch? I want to do a 5-minute rapid fire with you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Let's see.
anything else? Do you want to touch anything else? How about we call last word? Last word.
No, I just want to thank everyone for being here. This was amazing. Thank you, Juhl. Thank you for Juhl Media, and it's great to be here. I'm really glad we got to touch upon a very important topic: the writer strike, the actor strike. The main goal is to just create awareness of what's going on, where are we, what is it that will make us move forward, and it's just coming a little bit more meeting in between with the AMPTP, which is the Alliance of Movie and Producers. So if we can, come to a conclusion, that'll be great. But that's what's going on. I hope people are a little bit more aware of this situation from the inside.
Yeah.
So I think we touched upon that. So I'm happy about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being with me. And, we talked a year and a half ago, and it's nice to catch up again. You guys can check our old episode. I think last year, February, we talked. I feel I need to talk with you again. First of all, I don't see you in New York when you're in.
We have to do a duet sometimes.
I know. And then the last episode was a little bit spotty, the internet. Yeah. So I let's do it again. Now, so check Leo's IMDb. He also has a very nice Instagram and Facebook and YouTube channel. Yeah. So check out. All of this information is in the description below in the YouTube in here, okay, in this channel. And I thank you, all of you, for coming to my show. I do this every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So today is 241 episode.
All right.
Yeah, since 2020 March.
Congrats. That's a big deal. Not easy to do these, I'm sure.
Thank you. But I get a lot of energy from you and from a lot of my guests. I learned so much from you guys. And so I have a thing to promoting is I made a film 2020. I follow the Black Lives Matter protests in New York City. So I made a short 9-minute film, and then it's in competition in New York Women in Film and Television. Associated with iWoman TV. So if you go on to iWoman TV, woman is IWOMAN TV, and they want you to register. And then you can go into film festival, and then you look into documentary. So please watch my documentary. It's only 9 minutes. So when a lot of people watching, I may win a audience award.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, you can't watch it on like you don't have a link on Instagram or YouTube or anything. It's gotta
I'll
be.
send you a link. Yeah. I'll send you a link. Yeah. And I'll send you the I woman thing. They want you to yeah. You cannot just go in there to watch. You have to
Okay.
sign up.
So that's not available like on YouTube or anything like that yet.
It is available like I think on my what do you call? I think on my Vimeo, but I want you to watch on
Best
their
to look
side.
for the iWoman for the
Yeah,
viewership
yeah.
shows.
So they count. The more people watch, the more chance I may win. You know.
Sure.
So the first prize is $1,000.
Nice. All
If I
right.
win, I take you for a drink.
All right. That's good.
So okay, rapid fire. All right.
Okay.
So all right. What's your favorite color?
Turquoise.
If I win, I take you for a drink. What would you order?
Martini.
Okay. What's your favorite vegetable?
Oh, broccoli.
Me too. I have too many vegetables. Yeah. And if someone's gonna act, who would you pick to act you?
If somebody was gonna play me,
yes.
If somebody was gonna play me, who would I pick?
Yeah.
If I had that honor, Riz Ahmed.
Okay. What is your all-time 3 movies you like?
Oh wow, these ones.
Oh, just random.
Couldn't say. This is where I get a little paralyzed.
You get into trouble.
So many amazing ones. So many.
Okay. Just all right. Just name 1 or 2 among many. No.
I
Cannot
could.
name?
I could. Too many good ones. There's just so many just flooding.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's like tell me, who's your favorite, composer when people ask me, it's very hard, right? It's very hard. Chopin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's I would say, well, depend, if I'm sitting home, try to be relaxed, I like to listen to Chopin. But if I'm in the theater, in the concert hall, I like to listen to Mahler, so it all depends.
Right.
The situation. Yeah. So, do you have any favorite junk food?
Favorite? I don't know if this is called. Okay. I love all kinds of food. I love Taco Bell, McDonald's, burger, all the normal stuff. I like them all. I don't have like a favorite kind of go-to.
Okay.
I usually cook at home, so I love to cook. Yeah, I cook all.
Are you a good cook?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been told.
I'm coming. Yeah. So wait, tell me. I forgot. Like, where's your parents from?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. So, do you know how to cook those?
I do know how to make some Afghani food. Yeah, Indian, Afghani, and everything kind of. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like to cook.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Like for me, piano and cooking, things like that is just like pure pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Timeline, no competition, no like. Oh, I need. It's like.
Yeah.
I just. Yeah.
Okay, so don't tell me you cannot answer that. Any book you read you would recommend us this year? This year, not yesterday.
Any book? There's a book I was reading earlier. It's called A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn, I believe. It's a history book. I was looking into that. It's extremely fascinating. I would recommend that. A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn.
Awesome. If you won lottery of 25 million, how would you spend?
God, I would never play. I would not play. But let's say hypothetically, being alive is winning the lottery because the odds are 1 in 44 trillion. So I've won the lottery. Every day I wake up, I'm like, thank you, God. Hypothetically, if there was to be funding available, I do write. I've written TV shows and films and stuff like that. I would definitely, after the strike, look into going into production and hiring people that I love to work with and things like that. So I would invest it back because I do have my own production company too, Solomon Studios. and I do have my intellectual property, my writing and stuff that I do. So I would definitely invest it back in my company.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and employ a bunch of people and have fun, travel the world. You know,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a movie. Why not?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So yeah, this question I often ask is, if you have a chance to invite 3 people for dinner separately, not the same time, who would you invite?
Oh, I'd have to skip this one this time.
Hey, you can just invite me, you know? Come on, Leo.
Next question. Next.
Okay, any countries you want to go visit as a vacation, like for a whole year? If you have a whole year of free time, you don't have to worry about work. Which country you want to go?
I wouldn't. I'm not like a big traveler, and I don't worry about work. It's such a pleasure that I believe that I've worked hard in life to be with who I want to be with, do what I want to do, pick the career.
Yeah.
And I would be right here where I am doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
I give you a vacation. You don't want to go.
This is a vacation. This is good. I enjoy it.
Okay,
so
so
you know, seeing family is always like a thing for me. You know, so obviously like closer to family, seeing family, but
yeah.
But yeah. I'm not giving you very favorable.
Yeah. I'll see you in person and I'll drill you. Yeah. Yeah. So other than actors and writers, on strike, do you have anything you want to like shout out in terms of I know you cannot shout out for your project, but just like tell us, do you have anything you want to shout out other than you cannot shout out?
Oh no, I mean, of course, just close people in my life and also my family who have been very supportive and are always there for me through whatever times that I go through. So of course, family and close relationships are the most important things in life. In fact, speaking of books, there was a book written by this nurse. I think he was a doctor or nurse, or I forget, but I think he was a nurse, and or might have been, or was she a nurse? And it was he was in a hospice care, so it was like people that are about to die would take care of him, and he had written down his many encounters and asked people, what are the 5 things you recommend, or what would you change? And the number 1 was be closer to family, work a little less, love a little more, and do the things I want to do. So I think it's kind of really important to know what is really, really important, you know, in life. And I think these things are being kinder,
right?
Being kinder to each other, loving more, being with family. These are things that really matter. That is really the core of who we are. So
excellent. Well said. One last question. You are the director, you are the boss. When you're picking a partner working with you or people work with you, what are the 3 important qualities you're looking for?
Kindness, training. Honestly, those 2 would probably, do it. Of course, people that want to be there, because it's such a pleasure, and it's so rare. It's like winning the lottery when artists are working and being rewarded for it, being paid for it. So hopefully people that really want to be there, because we get this joy of doing what we do. So yeah, kind people. I think it's really important to be kind. Work hard, do what you like, and really encourage people to have good training.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Leo. It's so wonderful to see you.
So good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah. Next time, either you come to me or I come to you, and let's play.
Yeah,
music.
we have to play a duet and post it. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, I want to thank our audience being with us, people who are making comments, people who are just listening at home, or people are going to watch this replay again. And then, yeah, please share this what do you call it? This talk,
Yeah.
and please give us a thumb up, and please follow
And
us.
say hi to your family for me, please.
I will. Thank
Sean
you.
and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
and Sean. Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So thank you. Have a nice Wednesday night for New Yorkers, for other people. And yeah.
Thank you. And
Bye.
thanks for everyone that tuned in.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
gonna close